And we are black. Welcome back to the Meant to Be podcast, the last podcast you will ever need. I am your host, Marvin, and with me, as always, we have Sean Paul's favorite ginger,
Rachel Williams.
Rachel Williams. And today we're going to be getting into some Am I the Asshole? Which, if you don't know about this is a Reddit thread on Reddit. Of course, that's where it is, where people send in their situation stories for the public to weigh in on whether or not they were the asshole. But before we get into that, unfortunate news, Rachel and I were eliminated from the America's Favorite Couple contest. We did place 6 in our group, but, we wanted to send some appreciation to you guys who had been voting every day. It really went a long way for this long-ass contest, but, we all did what we could. So congratulations to whoever is going to win.
Yeah.
Because it's still going on, which I don't know what they're doing, but hey, I didn't run it. Send anything you want to Jeff Goldblum, but we'll get him next time.
Good luck to them, because it was. It's just so much voting.
Yeah, and I was like, my God, if it was just like one general contest, that I would understand. But it's like, all right, top 20, top 15, top 10, top 5. Like, then what? Because this is all just for groups.
Just in the groups, and then from the groups that I didn't even know what to expect after that. So I'm kind of glad we didn't make it out of the groups, because I was so confused already.
And I was so tired of this, but hey,
low key,
we did what we could.
Same. I'm sorry, but I get America's Favorite Couple. They're doing it based off of the public vote. People couldn't just go onto the website and then scroll and see who they liked. They had to specifically click your link. So it was only people within your circle that you knew that could access the link. And we tried posting and we tried doing the do's, and that only goes so far. And even some days I forgot to vote. And this one couldn't even vote because he forgot his Facebook password. And
I didn't forget my Facebook password. What had happened was, in Facebook, we got beef over this. When I was working at Spark, I had it set up so that that two-factor authentication, it was through an authentication app, which I no longer have access to.
Oh, yeah, that's what it is.
So when it comes time for me to upgrade my phone, I won't have access to Facebook at all. Like, currently, I'm logged in, but I can't log in again because it asks for that. So do something about that, Facebook. Let me switch it to my phone number, which I always have access to.
Yeah.
But
so he couldn't even vote because you had to even use your Facebook, and you had to log into Facebook, and then it would use you as a legitimate vote. So it's fine. I'm not bitter, and I hope whoever wins has a fantastic life.
That's all we can really do at this point. All right, but also wanted to address, we missed a week of an episode because Rachel went out of town. I almost asked her to record in advance, and then she got back in time where we could have recorded, but I was like, I just want to enjoy the little bit of time that we got together. So we'll just, skip 1 week. We've made it, 12 episodes without having to postpone an episode. So, I think we did good.
We made it so far.
1 in the entire season 1. So I will take it.
Yeah.
All right. So let's get down to business, to defeat the Huns.
Okay.
All right. So I sent you a couple. I have a couple we're going to read, and then we're going to go into that and just, discuss whether or not these people are assholes. All right.
All right.
Okay. Am I the asshole for not wanting to close my marriage? Last year, you can tell which one of us put this together. Rachel is going to be very surprised by all of these.
I have not heard a single one of these yet. So
all I did was read the titles, and I was like, yeah, that's a good one. So let's do it.
Oh my God. Well, all right. Before I even give my obvious answer.
Well, it's an entire story. So let's see.
Yeah, let me hear the story before I just put out my input.
All right. Last year, my 35-year-old man, wife, 32-year-old female, gave me an ultimatum. Either we opened our marriage or we divorced.
Whoa. Okay, the woman
gave the ultimatum. Yes,
oh,
I was just about to stop and say that, yes. I begrudgingly accept to open it. She almost immediately began a relationship with our daughter's piano teacher, 23-year-old man, a friends with benefit type situation. For most of the time, I felt miserable and depressed. Then 2 months ago, I began to talk to an ex girlfriend, 34-year-old female, that Facebook suggested me to friend. We caught up with each other. The last time we talked was 15 years ago and decided to meet, which led to a lovely afternoon in a cafe. Soon we began to meet weekly to hang out and chat. That eventually led to some kissing and in a while to sex.
Don't tell me she got pregnant.
I don't know. Meanwhile, things haven't been okay with my wife and her friends with benefit. They stopped talking and he completely ghosted her after she insisted our daughter hasn't been taking piano lessons in a while now. My wife got depressed over this for quite some time. After she got better, after she got better, she began to treat me like before this whole open marriage thingy. She has been more affectionate, giving me more PDA, began to actually have conversations with me again and to share what has been happening in her life as whole. I've loved it. It felt like I've got the love of my life back. Flash forward to last Saturday, I had a date with my ex turned friends with benefit. My wife knew about that and became very depressed when she saw me ready to leave. She kissed and told me she loved me. I came back home around 3 a.m. and found her awake, waiting for me. She told me that she missed me while I was gone and that she'd done some thinking, which led her to figure out that we should close our marriage again and to focus on healing our relationship. I told her that I wasn't interested in closing it back, but that I still wanted to be married to her and grow old together. She says that she accepts my decision, but now seems to be depressed once again. Am I the asshole? This is a lot. Wow. We're starting hot today, guys. Oh, God.
Okay, so no, I don't think I don't think the guy is the asshole in the
No, I don't think so.
situation. Because, okay, here's the thing. I don't care what people choose to do within their relationships. Whatever you choose to do in your relationship is between you and your relationship. But, and it's a big but. If you're going to want an open relationship, that is something you should talk about before marriage is even on the table, I feel like, so that that person knows that that's an option. And it sounds like this woman just wanted an open marriage just to be with the piano teacher. And then when that stuff didn't work out, it was like, oh no, like I actually do just love my husband and just want my husband. So let's close things off. Well, no, you let this man you open the door for this man to fall into the arms of somebody else. You allowed that. So it's not on the guy for just doing what his wife was doing too. And now, like, she wants to be all sad and depressed that he actually found somebody that he likes as well. Like, sweetie, you just should have never had it open.
This is a classic mess around and found out. So, like Rachel said, there's nothing wrong with, having an open marriage if that's something that you should so choose to do. But now getting mad that, well, not mad, depressed, whatever, but like feeling some type of way that your husband doesn't want to close it because they now have feelings for the other person. Like, you had to have known that this was going to be a situation that could potentially happen. I felt like she was so focused on like her and the open situation with like this piano teacher that it didn't even cross her mind that like her husband was also found someone and have feelings for. But he's not an asshole for not wanting to close it again, but that's a rough one.
That is rough. All right, it's my
So what are you
turn.
gonna do? All right, yeah, here we go.
All right. Am I the anal gland for calling off my wedding after finding out my fiance slept with my dad 4 years ago? Ooh, these are crazy. I, a 28-year-old male, have been with my fiance, a 27-year-old female, for almost 5 years. We were supposed to get married this fall. 2 days ago, I was at my parents' house helping my dad, a 55-year-old male, set up his new phone, and I ended up transferring a bunch of his old files. While organizing, I came across an old hidden folder with screenshots of texts between him and my fiance from around 4 years ago. Turns out they hooked up multiple times while she and I were already dating. The messages were explicit. They were talking about how no one could ever find out because it would ruin everything. I honestly felt like I was going to throw up. I confronted them both immediately. My dad just sat there stone faced and said it was a mistake that didn't mean anything. My fiance started sobbing, saying she was young and didn't young, ma'am. You are an adult. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I need to calm down. My dad just sat there stone faced and said it was a mistake that didn't mean anything. My fiance started sobbing and saying she was young and didn't know what she wanted back then and that she loves me and wants to spend her life with me. They both begged me not to tell my mom or my siblings because it would destroy the family. I'm sorry. Destroy the family. You destroyed the family. You got caught. I told her the wedding was off and left. Later that night, I told my mom everything. Now my entire family is in chaos. My mom kicked my dad out. My siblings are telling me I'm an asshole for blowing everything up over something that happened before you guys were even engaged. Engaged? That's crazy. I gotta read that again. That happened before you guys were even engaged. If I'm dating you though, and that is my father, that's crazy. Am I the Antonio Brown for telling my family and blowing everything up?
Me personally, no, I absolutely would have shut that
I
down.
would have shut that down quick.
This is something that I wouldn't have to deal with because, dead dad over here. Like,
Okay.
my God, I couldn't imagine my partner, sleeping with my parent. Like, that's,
No. No.
and like, I can't get over
No.
this. I got like somebody's got to go. Also, I mean, at that point, my dad would also have to go. I can't do this with either of y'all. So, yeah, no, I definitely would have called off that wedding because I can't look at you after that.
Here's my thing. If I am attracted to somebody's father, I would just rather date the father. I'm not going to waste my time with the son, just being completely honest. That is like, if I'm going to be attracted to the dad, I'm going to just be with the dad. Does that make sense?
I mean, yeah, but wow.
Not saying that I ever have been. Like, I've never been
No, but
one
like, could you
to
imagine
look at,
like
like,
we went on a date and it's like, actually, you know what? I'm very interested in your dad. I'm just gonna date him instead. Like, what? You don't get to date my dad.
but okay, like, this is worse though, where like they hit it. They were a year into dating because he said he found these messages that were over 4 years old and they were together for over 5 years and engaged. And you're telling me you had a whole secret love affair with my own dad and decided to never say that you were into my dad, that you and my dad had explicit messages, that you and my dad were talking. There was just no, I don't know. There was like, it's just weird. That's
That's crazy.
so weird to me. And then the worst part is that the dad's married.
And
And
y'all
then
gonna
they have,
act like I'm the bad guy. You stepped out on mom, not me.
yeah, you stepped out on mom. And then I would look to my fiance and be like, you stepped out on us and you wanted to marry me knowing that you still had some sort of level of attraction to my dad. Like, that's crazy. That would be crazy to me. I don't think that he is in the wrong for that at all. Like, to feel the way he feels, because I would definitely feel the way that he feels, because I would feel like I was going crazy. I seriously would feel like, okay, so like, who's pranking me? This has to be a prank. This has to be fake. Because if I found out that, like, I mean, you and I have only been together for, it'll be 4 years in September. And it's like, that's if like the first year of us being together, you and my mom were just chatting back and forth behind my back and you never said anything. And then I end up finding out through helping my mom get her phone open. That's disgusting. That is disgusting. That is foul.
That's wild. My God.
Foul.
I didn't think these were gonna be that crazy, but
That is
goodness.
awful. Poor guy. I feel so bad for him. To then also be upstaged by your dad is crazy.
Wouldn't happen to me, but what do I know?
I would, no, absolutely. Absolutely not. That is just,
All right, next one. Am I the asshole for walking out on a family dinner because my sister and my husband implied they were sleeping together?
wait. Say that one more again.
Am I the asshole for walking out on a family dinner because my sister and my husband implied they were sleeping together?
Ooh.
All right, my sister, 31-year-old female, and my husband, 31-year-old male, had a short relationship back when they were in high school. It wasn't anything major, but most of my family knew they were dating nonetheless. Fast forward to my husband going to a nearby state school and my sister leaving town for college. They broke up, but they still remained good friends. In the meantime, me and him got closer and we started dating. That's crazy. My sister was cool with it as they had left off on good terms and they didn't have any romantic feelings toward each other anymore. Fast forward to now, me, 28-year-old female, and my husband have been married for 2 years and are expecting a baby girl in October. Oh, baby girl. My family usually has a big dinner every 3 months to get in touch with the whole family. We were supposed to reveal our baby's gender at this specific dinner. I had it all planned. My sister had ordered a big cake since she was the only one who knew the gender of the baby. The cake was brought out in the middle of our gathering. Once we cut it open, it was revealed that we would have a baby girl. I was thrilled, but my family and my husband were hoping for a boy. That's when my parents commented that we should try for a boy next time. It was a joke. We all laughed. But then my husband said, "Why wait that long?" and winked at my sister in front of my whole family. My sister laughed at that and said it wasn't a My sister laughed at that and said it wasn't a bad idea. I was confused as to what they were implying, so I questioned them about it, and my husband said, "Well, we could always spark up an old romance." Goodness.
Oh,
I was so embarrassed and upset that I walked away from the table and stormed out of the house, got in my car, and drove to my best friend's house. When I got there, I broke down crying. I couldn't understand why they would hint at something like that, especially when they know I've been cheated on before. When I explained the situation to my friend, she was also confused and comforted me. I slept over at her house and I'm currently still there, but I woke up to multiple missed calls and texts from my family, mainly my sister and my husband. And everyone, including my mom and dad, think I'm overreacting and it was just a lighthearted joke. My sister wants me to stop acting so childish and go back home to my husband. I was too angry to look at any of my husband's texts. So, am I the asshole for leaving and refusing to respond to my husband after he made a joke about cheating on me with my sister? Wow. Only child here could these are just situations that could never happen to me, but wow.
wait, so she's saying that they did end up cheating?
No, no, no. She said she's been cheated on before, I assume in a different relationship,
Oh,
but
okay.
because they're past exes, they were like, "Oh yeah, we could just spark it up again."
I don't think that she was. I do feel like
I
I don't wanna
won't,
say
yeah.
overreacted. I would've, like, walked out, but I wouldn't have left and gone to, like, a friend's. I probably would've, like, sat alone in my thoughts away from everyone and then would've gone up to like, I would go up to you and I would just have an honest conversation with you about it. Like, I wouldn't just up and leave, the whole situation. I would leave the family setting for sure. Like, I feel like that's just overwhelming. I don't wanna talk to my sister in that moment. I don't wanna talk to my parents. Everyone's kiki king when it's not funny. And so I would leave, but then I would, like, text you and be like, "Hey, you can stay and enjoy, but when you're done, you need to come and meet me and we're gonna have a conversation." Because I'm not just gonna go to a friend's house, like, we're married, we have a child on the way. I'm not gonna just, like, up and go over to my friend's place and, like, say, "Screw this." I'm just gonna kinda be like, "All right, it happened, it was said. Now I need to figure out what that meant and what the heck is going on, and I need to talk it out because we need to figure out what's gonna go on then if we're having a child together, and this is how you're gonna react before the child is even born."
Like that's a wild joke. Like I've got a good sense of humor. Like I'm very funny. People love to tell me that. But that's just to make a joke like that and then like the sister to be on it, like clearly this is something y'all have like either talked about or like thought about before. So like the fact that that's even on the table, that wouldn't sit right with me. So that's something that I wouldn't even be able to get past. So
Yeah.
that's just me personally. But also I wouldn't date my sister's ex. So that's also a situation that I wouldn't be in. I'm like, what
Yeah,
do I
I would
know?
never date. I mean, that's like, I'm sorry, that's kinda girl code, number 1. You don't date your sister's ex, you don't date your girlfriend's exes, like, nothing like that. Like, you don't date your homegirl's ex. That's just like, even if I'm not even kidding, if my friend were flirting and talking to somebody, I still would not go near them after that. Like, that's just the thing. I know guys, it's different. Y'all be passing around chicks like candy.
I wouldn't say that. I know, like, in my friend group, like, some of us have dated
Mm.
each other's exes, but it's never anything, like, super serious. Like, I feel like the relationships that, like, have happened post other relationships have been, like, the simplest of things. Like, we went on a date, we kissed, but that was it. So that's where I'm like, that maybe, but even then, like, I don't know.
Nah, I don't know about other girl groups, but like when I was growing up and my friends and everything, once you were like into somebody, that person was off,
Yeah.
off limits. Yeah, I don't think she's like an asshole for it, but I also don't think she handled it the best way being in a marriage with a child on the way. Like
She is
you
pregnant, you know, so I'm like, how do you handle that situation when you got all these hormones and emotions, and then your husband and your sister are joking about having sex and having a baby?
well,
Like,
because
this
then
is
my next question is like, all right, so did y'all have sex and y'all never told me, and y'all let me get married to this man and have a child with this man, and nobody decided to open up and tell me that y'all had sex? Because then if I were to have dated somebody that like one of my friends was dating, and then later on they're making subliminal jokes, and then I ask and I find out that they did have sex, I'd be so livid that they waited until that point because then I would not have even entertained that person if I found that out. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. And I wouldn't want some sexual innuendos going on between like my sister and my husband who have dated before. That's kind of crazy. Absolutely not. Okay. Am I the axolotl for refusing to pay my girlfriend's rent? So I, a 28-year-old male, moved in with my girlfriend, a 23-year-old female, 3 months ago. We've been together for 7 months. It'll be 8 just after Christmas. We moved in together so quickly because my lease was ending and we knew we didn't want a whole year to move in together. Before moving in, she told me my share was $400 a month plus half of the utilities and half of the groceries, which I happily paid, but we've had several arguments along the way. I don't know the total of her mortgage, but it was a slum before she did renovations, so I imagine it was pretty cheap. Firstly, she was upset with me not doing chores. I don't see a problem with the house getting a little messy, but she told me to help out or pay an extra 100 a month to cover her time of playing maid. I paid the extra 100 and that was the oh my god. Though I find it ridiculous that she expects the place to be clean all the time. God forbid a woman likes a cleanly home.
just like a man.
Sorry. Okay. She expects the place to be clean all the time, and I could have put the money to use in many better ways. It's not like I'm a slob, but she doesn't like dishes left in the sink. She expects them to be immediately washed or put in the dishwasher. She wants things cleaned as they happen, so it feels like there's no relaxing. I'm so sorry. Is this man complaining that he has a very clean woman? I'm sorry. That's just comical to me. Continue. Then I wanted to get a dog. My girlfriend already has a dog of her own, one of the small breeds. He's 14, so he's not very playful or energetic. Just a boring guy. Oh, this man keeps getting worse. I found a puppy I fell in love with. She was a purebred English Mastiff and gorgeous. Okay, but you're going to put a Mastiff in an apartment? That's psychotic. I assume because they said moving in together and then they said $400 half and half. It's only like $800 for a mortgage. Like, where are they living? Toledo, Ohio?
Wink, wink.
So maybe it is a house. I don't know. I just kind of assumed. Okay. She was a purebred English Mastiff and gorgeous. I told my girlfriend, and she flat out said no, that she didn't want another dog in the house bothering hers, and she definitely didn't want a puppy to ruin her newly remodeled house. It is a house. I should have just kept reading. I thought a nice compromise would be a cat, and she claims she's allergic, but she's never mentioned any allergies before. So there's yet another thing I get no say in. It's not like her dog is going to be around much longer. Oh my god. We could just keep the puppy separate from him until then. I'm sure after her dog passes, she would find another excuse to not let me get a dog. Finally, I found out she owns the house. I had been under the impression she was renting, but she is instead paying a mortgage. I discovered this when I was checking the mail and found a reminder from her bank. When I confronted her, she claimed she thought I knew because we were together when she was remodeling. I told her it was ridiculous for me to pay her rent when it's her house, and this led to a long and heated argument. I asked to be put on the title since I was helping her pay for it, and she snickered and told me no. I told her I wouldn't be paying anymore. I told her I wouldn't be paying anymore. She asked if I wanted to pack. Oh my God, hold on. This is crazy. I told her I wouldn't be paying anymore. She asked if I wanted help packing or if I could handle it myself. I asked her what she meant, and she said, I can help pay or I can find elsewhere to live. I asked if our relationship was over, and she said we could continue to pursue it without living together. Naturally, I flipped out because if we can't live together, then we have no future together. This is crazy. She doesn't seem to care in the slightest and told me she expects me out by the end of the week. She locks me out of our bedroom, so I'm stuck on the couch. She sits boxes and bags with my belongings in the hall every so often. When I called my mom, she told me I was being ridiculous and a brat, but I feel like that might be because she doesn't want me to move back home, as the lease I had at my apartment ended when I moved in with my girlfriend. So I think I need some outside perspective. As of now, our relationship has ended and my belongings are outside while I'm staying in a motel, but I'm open to trying to recover our relationship. I've edited to add some clarification and elaboration to show I am not a POS, which stands for piece of shit, which, sir, we might not be compatible, or maybe we're both the problem. I don't know. All right. Yeah, you're the asshole, dude.
Yeah. It's
Like,
not great, like, if she owns the house and she want him to pay rent, but house.
okay, here's the thing. Yes, should she have said that she actually owns the house? Yeah, she should have said something. Also, though, like, he never really asked if she owned or rented. He just kind of assumed it was like a rental situation, is what it sounds like to me. So it's like you're assuming that she's renting because she asked for half. It's like, no, I don't care if I own the home or not. Like, you're gonna help pay stuff off if you're gonna move in here. Like, you're not just gonna mooch off of me because like, just because the home with a mortgage doesn't mean that like you get off scot free and live here, whatever. No, you're gonna help me pay this mortgage if you're gonna be here. And then, yeah, being asked to get put on the title, I would laugh too because
I bought this house, not
I
you.
bought this house, but you're gonna come in here and live off of my
We're not
profit?
married. You're my boyfriend.
Yeah. And then he's talking about this like left side. Like this conversation went completely like 180 when he's like, "Oh, and then she won't even get a dog. Find something else to complain about, you wimp." Like he's just like digging for things to like complain about. Yeah, God forbid a woman wants her 14-year-old dog to live a peaceful life before it passes. Like some people can handle getting a puppy when they have an older dog. We've done it before. But yeah, sometimes it can be hard depending on the puppy. And especially if it's a little dog and you want to get a mastiff, that mastiff is going to be bigger than that little dog by the time that mastiff is like 3 months old. So it's like, I don't think that it's wrong of her. Again, yes, he's paying rent and helping out. It is her house at the end of the day, so she can have final say, in my opinion. I think he just likes control and realizes that she's not a woman that's just going to let him control her. Couldn't, yeah. Did I say that right? What did I just say?
I mean, I thought it sounded right.
Yeah, she's just a woman that won't let anybody kind of control her. This man seems like he just wants control. And when he realized that he doesn't have any control, he flipped out. And I think he overreacted. And yeah, if you're not going to pay rent and if you're going to be snarky and you're going to make all these remarks about my dog and then about my living situation in my home. And then also, he didn't need to add in there that it was a slum, saying that the place is a slum.
This is a dump. I'm homeless, but this home that she's living in is the worst thing ever.
But then yet
It's so
she's
random.
super clean, and yet she remodels her own place to make it better than a slum. Maybe it was a slum. Maybe it wasn't a great place. She remodeled her own home, cleans every day, lives pretty good. It seems like she's living a pretty good life because before him, she was able to pay the mortgage anyways. You want to come into my space and my home and use my electricity and my couch and my bed and my water and you're not gonna help pay? Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
That's crazy. I know, like, when we moved in together, when we had two separate apartments, crazy time. I don't
Yeah.
know if we told that story. We'll get to that one of these days. But, like, we still had everything covered. Like, I think I paid for, like, I think half the utilities or half the rent of your place. And then we, like, had Austin and Jules cover the other apartment. I don't know how we had it work, but, like, we made it work and we split it or whatever.
I feel like it wasn't like a discussion of like if you're gonna pay rent or not, or if I'm gonna pay rent or not, like half and half. It was of, hey, how are we gonna split this? There was like, I feel like it's just such a common sense thing, I guess. Like, I feel like it's just such common sense that like when you move in together, expect to split stuff in half. Just expect that, regardless of the living situation, regardless of if it's like, say, like I owned this apartment and you came in and you were like, oh, you want me to pay half, but I just found out you have a mortgage on it. I would be like, boy, don't you dare. I'd be like, you are still sleeping under this roof. So you're gonna pay to sleep under this roof. That's just crazy to me that he definitely is the asshole for that one because she better than me. That shit would be out the window trying to mooch off of me. And then, of course, he wants to rekindle the relationship. He's living in a motel, a slummy motel.
Ain't no good motels out there, I'll tell you that.
And she's up in a house. Of course, he wants to rekindle things because he realized how good he had it and then realized that he lost it. See, men don't realize, most men, not you, baby, men don't realize how good they got it until it's gone. And then once it's gone, honey, bye. And, I was somebody who didn't do that before. I used to let, people run all over me and like exes run all over me because I was like, oh, but we've been through so much together. It don't matter. It don't matter what y'all been through because that is not worth my time and my peace, honestly. Anything else after that, after my first relationship, when he tried to walk all over me and do that stuff and do all that kind of stuff, I didn't accept it from nobody. You want to go? There's the door. I'll hold it open for you and then I'll slam it on your way out.
Great stores, guys. That covers everything that we had. This was a roller coaster that I was not expecting.
I am sure my facial expressions
I enjoyed it. I don't know about you.
thick on my face. I did enjoy it, but I know I don't have a poker face. You're going to see my emotions written across my face clear as day.
Well, let us know if you guys enjoyed this episode. We are more than happy to do these every season. I think all hearts are clear. This is going to be a short one, guys. We got stuff we got to do today.
I'm hungry.
Yeah, it is 8:00. Rachel's got to cook. I got to quickly knock out a gym session, and then we're going to watch some TV and just enjoy because I work tomorrow. She's fine. Yeah, so.
But we're also recording on a Saturday and I'm off on Sundays. So when this releases Monday, I'm going to be at work on Tuesday.
Yeah. So yeah, until then, make sure that you guys like, share, subscribe, comment, send this to your friends, your dad who's sleeping with your fiance and all that stuff. Send it to everybody because we need more listens and we've got to get these episodes up. So, anything you want to add?
No, that was everything.
All right.
Where can the people find you at, Marvin?
Throw my thunder. Bus still running.
The bus is still running.
All right. The people can find me at Marvin_Martian10. That's MARTIAN 10. Where can people find you?
The people can find me on Instagram. It's at rosegold_Ray, RAE. And then I'm on tickety tack at rosegoldray, no underscore. And then also, I forgot to add my nail page. Bam! Short nail girly right now. Please don't look too hard. Boy hands. You can find my Instagram nail page. It is at nails by RACHAELW. Nails by Rachel W. Wait, no, I still did it wrong.
Oh my God. All right. So until next time, see you guys in 2 weeks. In the meantime, keep it real, keep it kind. See you guys.
Bye. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Oh my God.
Goodbye, everybody.